friends, welcome to Tori Talks TV. This is our review of Game of Thrones Season 3, Episode 3. And this episode is called Walk of Punishment. Ooh. Scary. Okay, let's find out what that means. Okay, so let's start with, at King's Landing, we see this meeting of the small council. And I just want to point out, probably the only scene that ever made me laugh out loud. I mean, literally. So everybody's assembling one by one. You have Tywin at the head of the table. You have Cersei. Everybody's just quietly walking in, very seriously taking, this council meeting. Varys, Littlefinger. And then here comes Tyrion. And he's getting ready, but he's got to, get his chair settled. So he takes his chair and you just hear him dragging it. And everybody's quiet and staring at him, and he just like gets himself settled, and it's one of my favorite scenes ever. So super funny. But also something that happens in this scene is Tywin basically says that Lord Baelish is to marry Lysa Arryn. Mm-hmm. Crazy Lysa. Have fun with that. Sister of Catelyn, yes. Who he actually wants to be with. Right. So he's like, I guess. Yeah, okay, fine. We'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. And then he makes Tyrion the master of coin. Which is kind of like an insult, because he was just he basically saved the city. Yeah, but he'll never get credit for it, so now he's going to make him master of coin. He'll never get credit for it, is exactly right. So, poor Tyrion. Okay, so Tyrion gives Podrick, my sweet Podrick. He's so cute. I love Podrick. So he gives Podrick a gift of 4 beautiful women and some gold to pay them as a return for saving his life, right? Podrick was very brave at the battle. Right. So when Podrick is with the women, they're, having a good old time. Mm-hmm. But what's funny is the women comment that that was the best night ever. And now Podrick is very obviously a virgin or doesn't have much experience. But the women apparently enjoyed their time. They were keep your money, we're good. Don't even have to pay me for that. And Tyrion or Bronn are what? What? Teach me your ways. What's happening? Yeah. Yeah. So I guess what we're supposed to understand is Podrick has quite a way with the ladies. Maybe well-endowed a little bit? Well-endowed? I know. They don't quite say it, but I know. I think that's what leave it to the imagination. We are to understand. I sure hope so for Podrick's sake. He doesn't get much fun. Okay, so then the Night's Watch find these dead horses that are kind of arranged in this really weird spiral pattern. It's in a cultish way. Yeah. Which what happened? Mm-hmm. But the 300 men that were probably riding these horses are gone. Mm-hmm. So now they're probably White Walkers. Yes, which is scary. Yeah, exactly. And then I always say his name wrong, Jorah Mormont and the remaining men return to the Crasters. For shelter. Right. Craster, he's a terrible person. But anyway, Sam follows the screams of this, of his friend Gilly. Yeah. She's giving birth. So he's it's one of her father's children. Mm-hmm. Ew. Anyway, so we see that it's a baby boy. Yes. Yeah. So they very vividly show the baby's penis. They hold him. Oh no, because you know what happens. Yeah, the boys get left out there. The baby boys are left for the White Walkers. To take. So bad news bears. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what's happening with them. So then we see poor Theon, who has now been, he's been freed, right, by his mysterious mystery man friend. And he's out there, but then these men find him, they come upon him, and then they, try to rape him? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Anyway, but then he's freed, supposedly on Yara's order, but we still don't really know what's going on. It's very confusing. I think we're confused. I think Theon's confused, but Theon's just happy that he didn't get raped. He got saved, yeah. So he's I'll go with it. Right. Better than getting raped. It's interesting. He's captured, and then he's free, and then he's almost raped, and then he's free, and it's probably a lot for him to process. Yes. Anyway, poor Theon. But we also don't like him. But still don't like him. No, I know. Not good either. What do you do with that? No. Let's talk about your favorite person. Oh, yes. What's up with Melisandre? What's going on with her? So she's leaving, and Stannis is no, give me another son. Because remember her son, the first son, the monster, the one that killed Renly, smoke monster, yeah. And she warns him though that for every
life that he gives, he demands a sacrifice.
Right.
So I don't really know what that means, but I just know
that she's bad news.
Yeah.
That she's crazy.
Yeah.
She's all into this, like, Lord of Light or
Lord of
Fire.
Light is not just giving.
Right.
No.
Exactly.
No.
She freaks me out.
Mm-hmm.
So Beckett asks
Beautiful
Astapor. Yeah, Danny shows kindness to the prisoners that are crucified because she hates innocent people.
Yeah, she
being killed.
gives them water.
Oh, I know. She's so good. She's the Mother Teresa of Game of Thrones. So she wants to buy these 8,000 unsullied men and Missandei.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes,
that's her ride or die. Yeah.
Her?
Yeah. In return, though, for one of her dragons. And I was like, at that point, I was like, wait, no. You're the mother of dragons. You're going to give up one of your dragons? It didn't seem right to me. And I was like, there's no way.
Which one? Sure. Pick your pick.
Which one did you want?
Take your pick.
Yeah. No problem. But I was still like, at that point, I just remember being like, there's no way you're going to give up. That's giving up your child. You know what I mean? There's no way.
Yeah. And I love the scene where they're like, she's just walking through the streets with Missandei. And, Missandei's explaining to her, like, they are the Unsullied. They'll do whatever you say. And she's like, well, what about you? Will you do whatever I say? Because I'll own you too. And she's just like, Valor Magulis. All men must die. And she's like, for men must die, but we are not men.
We are not men.
We are not men. And then Missandei, like, does this, like, knowing smile.
Like, I like her.
Yeah, like,
I can get on board with
something's about to go down, and I'm feeling good about this.
Yeah, exactly. She's got confidence in Danny.
I like this.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have to catch up with Jaime and Brienne, who are now prisoners. And Jaime tells Brienne, basically, don't resist the men because they're going to try to rape you.
Yes.
How do you tell somebody that? Like, hey, just take it. You know what I mean? So that was really, really sad. So then Jaime tells the men that Brienne's father is Lord Solomon, who will pay sapphires to have her back. Like, oh, you're going to be, wealthy if you just give her back, right?
Don't hurt her.
But then at that point, you're like, wait, why, Jaime, why are you trying to save her? Why are you trying to protect her? You know what I mean? Why would Jaime...
He has a heart.
Oh, weird. Yeah. Didn't think he did. Pushed a child out of a window. But he wants to save Brienne. That was really
our
interesting.
First impression of him.
Yeah, I know. I know. So I'm starting to have different feelings. Feeling some type of way about you, Jaime. Anyway, so maybe he isn't just that vicious killer that we thought he was. So in one of the most memorable scenes of the whole show, Jaime tries to buy his freedom, but his captor says, and I quote, "You're nothing without your father, and don't you ever forget it. Here, this should help you remember." And then what does he do? He cuts off his hand! Another moment where you're like, no, they didn't! Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
He's, like, known for being, like, the best...
Yeah, like a swordsman.
Swordsman.
Kingslayer.
He's the Kingslayer.
I know, he has
and his right hand, which I'm assuming is his dominant hand, no, just cuts it off.
You're just like, what?
Yeah, exactly. You never cease to amaze me, Game of Thrones. Yeah, so that's where they leave us. So you're just like, what's going to happen with Jaime?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they did. Anyway, all right, so we leave you now. Can't wait for the next episode when we find out what happens. So please join us. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time.